Will they join me in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Anybody has cell phones, please put them on silent. Okay, looking to approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes, they look good.
I will second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? None heard? Passed. Okay, authorize payment of the bills.
Want me to do it, or somebody else want to try it?
Go for it.
No, I'll do it. Authorize payment of the bills, A fund vouchers, 415, 478. $274,439.24. F and G fund vouchers, 124 through 140, 9,550.88. TA fund vouchers, 10 through 11, 13,889.33.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Discussion. The A fund is quite sizable. Part of that is chips, part of that is insurance. So.
And CDBG housing fund.
CDBG.
Yeah,
housing
so
fund.
CBDG.
So.
Yeah.
All right, motion second, discussion, any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any passed, all right. Report on offices, cemetery.
Pretty standard, I'll make a motion that we accept the cemetery report as written.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Codes, Kevin's been on vacation, Adam's been filling in for him.
I'll make a motion, we accept the codes report as printed.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? None heard? EPW.
Make a motion, we accept the DPW as written, report as written.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? None heard?
These are busy outfits, man.
Fire department.
Unless you have something you'd like to add, I'll make a motion that we accept the chief's report as stated or printed.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Discussion?
These guys are the best.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We'll get to you guys about the a little bit later. Former police department.
I'll make a motion, we accept the Homer Police Department, as far as,
I'll second that.
Can I get a second? Okay.
that's amazing.
Discussion? Busy.
All good. You're gonna say.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? None heard. Recreation. Another very busy one.
Yeah, no, kidding.
Yes.
I make a motion, we accept the report recreation as written.
Okay, can I get a second?
I'll second.
Discussion?
There's that one item on that, on the third page, the change you from the rec desk.
Oh, I thought that was,
Didn't you do that last month or last meeting?
No,
no, oh, I thought we had that under new business. Okay, so we do have a thing, so. Andrew couldn't be here tonight, he had some things to take care of. Wants to go from rec desk to Sports Connect. It's a registration platform and website. You can see on the second page here, that the annual fee is waived and we have reduced fees for the card processing because we are an NFL flag partner. So you can look on the highlighted parts over here. The processing fee is 3.4%.
Is that the reduced or is that?
That is the reduced.
Okay.
It's just credit card kind of.
Yeah, but we do
Yeah,
credit
yeah.
card for the rec desk anyways.
Yeah, that's pretty standard.
I mean, my only question is rec desk, what, like, city of Portland uses? So is there any issue with using something different than what our neighbors use? I don't,
I don't know. I'd have to
That's my
They
ask.
did a long time ago, so that, one of the reasons for doing it was that, hey, if we had problems, they had experience, they could help us out, but I think now that, well, that's all moved. I don't know what, so, you know, who cares?
Well, the
Our
other-
guys happy.
yeah, I was gonna say, and the only other is, you know, as my tech person is more, yes. Free stuff is lovely, but does it work? The features, does it work better? Or
He
work
says
similarly?
He says it has more and better features.
Okay.
And is easier to work with.
Got it,
So,
okay, then,
What do you mean?
I believe, yeah,
all right.
that's usually my only question.
I'll make a motion to accept the rec report as written and the new software.
Okay, we'll do it as two separate, accept the rec report. Motion,
Second,
all in favor?
Aye.
Allow him to move over to Sports Connect registration platform.
Second,
Oh, motion,
I'll make the motion that we go to the Sports Connect.
and I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Water and sewer. Keith, anything you want to highlight?
No, I don't think so. Other than getting the fire department's drain taken care of, and we got a pretty busy month coming up. Next 2 months coming up with different stuff. So the town hall wants, the way the plans are, they want the service into the town hall bigger, so we're gonna be digging outside the town hall, so just be prepared.
Okay. And congratulate Taj for us on getting his 11B water operator's license.
All right, I will do that. First, I still haven't heard much on the county for his CDL, so I'll try keeping after him, but they've been kind of snubbing us because they've put some other people in priority. So, but we'll keep working on it.
Okay,
I'll make a motion to accept the water and sewer report as written.
all discussion? All in favor? Aye. Okay, we don't have a dog report, but we did get from the Department of Ag Markets the inspection reports for our dog control officer inspection report and the municipal shelter inspection report. Satisfactory on both, so that's good. It's what we want. Does anybody want to take a look at those?
Nope.
I'll have them over here. So there's that. Privilege of the floor. Once, twice. Wow, I'm feeling a little shafted here because we don't have anybody from Cortland Voice or WHXC.
You could go on vacation.
I know. Of course, they'll probably just use that term anyways. All right.
And you are recorded.
I know, it's out there.
You'll pay.
Yeah, I'll pay for that.
Yeah.
All right. Closing privilege of the floor, no old business. We will move to new business. Item A, we already covered last meeting. We already approved access for Mary Ellen Stevens to the National Bag of Dryden account, so we don't need to do that one. All right. Do need to approve Mary Ellen Stevens as a village notary with a stipend of $125 a quarter. That's been something that we've been doing standard, and she doesn't have to take the test or anything.
It's already done. Nice,
Yep.
I'll make that motion.
Yeah,
Can I get a second
second.
discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Alright.
It's easy.
Good to have it here.
Yes.
Alright, approve the Homer Police Department SRO agreement with the Homer Central School District for school year 25-26.
Anything change, chief, that's gonna affect the village?
No, not really. We changed the salary increase. That's been, put in the new one. They. Wanted to make sure minimal staffing was added into the contract, which I was doing before. Just an officer in each building at any given time. That's all minimal staffing. They wanted to make sure that was in there, which, like I said, I did that even without being in the contract. And I added we're in the process of updating our policies. And one of them is for an SRO, that's in there that could replace with any future policy. Other than that, no changes.
I'll make a motion, we accept the SRO agreement as finished.
Need you to authorize me to sign the agreement.
I will authorize you to sign the agreement.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
And Dan, make sure I said that. Alright, approve village recreation agreement with town of Homer for year 25-26. We need to approve our part and then send it to them. Andrew had sent me the email, he had sent it to me and Mary, but not you. So I just forwarded it to you. So, approve the village recreation agreement with the town of Homer for the year 25-26.
Are you good with this?
There's the. I am, yes.
You too.
Okay.
I'll make the motion that we accept the agreement with the town.
Can I get a second?
Have a second.
Discussion, Andrew did a spreadsheet, we should have had that in here, that would have been very beneficial, but.
We had some discussions on email, so.
Yeah. Yeah, so that, yeah, it was on,
You know, lungs were fair and
it
the
was on,
village residents aren't taking it, so. No, we wanna be fair to our residents.
Yep.
Yep, I'm good with that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So I will sign that as well. Chief, do you want to talk about the camera placement and installation with Adirondack cabling and security?
Sure. Back in 2022 with Smart Cities Initiative, we identified some places around the village. There were our street cameras. And cameras are in, they're at the DPW. And every day they sit there, it's technology, they're getting older, and become obsolete. So on the 18th of June, I met with the rep from Adirondack. We took a drive around the village, and between 2022 and now, we've had cameras placed at the locate, since we had cameras placed at the location where we're gonna put them. Like the town hall's got cameras. When the PD moves over here, I'm bringing my cameras over, so I have more cameras on here. So the cameras we initially were looking to put here, relocating up on North Main, near Hooker Ave. We were having issues with placing a camera at the North Main, South Main area due to pole. We couldn't get permission from Verizon. So talked about putting that one on giving an MOU with a business owner, placing that on a building to cover the street. We were looking to put a camera in front of the rec building on a telephone pole. We have cameras already on the rec building. So we're looking to relocate that one from South Main Street down across from Albany Street. The cemetery camera, we initially had it at the bottom, relocating that up towards the top near the water tower. And We had one on the community gardens. However, we've since put one on the community gardens. So relocating that one in the area of Cuba Street and Portland Street. Again, placing that, according to the contractor, the easiest way to do it would be to place it on a building. We've talked to the property, the business there, the dog grooming place, the owner of the property, he has no issues of placing it there. No changes to the one that we were looking to put at 281 in Copeland. West Main Street, or I'm sorry, Southwest Street and Cuba Street. Not changing that location. Not changing the one at Northwest Street, Clinton. And one covering Newton Park on Cuba Street and the compost pile.
So you've covered all the major accident areas. I think.
Accident areas and.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Entry points, so.
Yeah, because that's where, you know, accidents happen all the time, so that would be great for plaintiffs and people who got whacked.
And the folks who like to speed up along Cuba Street.
Well, it's not a speed camera, but it's gonna say, you know, who
But,
hit
yeah.
who and, you know, if somebody's really north,
Visibility.
then he could find out. Yeah, yeah. Anyhow, I'm good with that. I think that's great.
He gave us an updated quote. In the initial quote, initially we talked about Wi-Fi throughout the village. To relocate a couple of these cameras. Two of them, I think, right?
I think it's two.
It's gonna increase what was initially projected. But if the village declines, it no longer wants to do the Wi-Fi. That could absorb some of the cost, well, absorb the cost. So, right?
The Wi-Fi is gonna lower the, not having it save some money.
Not having Wi-Fi, we can move these cameras to different locations.
Oh, okay, I'm good with that. Wi-Fi, I think, is maybe somewhat controversial for, you know, having people hang out, and stuff like that. I know the library had an issue with that at one time, people.
Yep.
You know, it wasn't conducive for good library activities, I guess. All right, yeah, good. Okay, I'm for it. You need a motion, huh?
I need a motion.
I'll make a motion that we accept this contract for, do I need to state the money here?
It probably would help.
$14,561.61.
Can I get a second?
Uh, I will-
We still have discussion.
Yeah, second.
Okay, discussion. We've had these cameras for how long, chief?
At least 10 months now.
Yeah, so, we've been trying to get them up. We have the locations now. So these things do us no good sitting in cold storage.
But they're not currently installed. This is the first installation.
Or these are the remaining ones
The
installed.
remaining, okay, got it.
We had like 6 other ones that we got years and years ago. And I think we spent about 10K for them. They were like 3K a camera setup at that time. And
Okay.
of course, they're older now. They've had some lenses changed. You know, they're outdoors, so they take a lot of abuse here in central New York.
Yes.
And so this is, and that lady that got hit down here on Albany Street, you know, that red pickup truck got away. So, maybe if we had a camera there, that hit and run would capture. So I'm for it. I mean, hey, I got nothing to hide.
No, my only question was debating with the Wi-Fi part. Of,
It's not there.
it's in the future, like if we're not gonna do that or not, but. I
Or you
don't know.
can, that could be a discussion in the future. But that's not part of this contract, I don't think.
Okay,
That was a good idea at one time. Where
I
I'm
remember we were
thinking
discussing,
where the town, you'd have a kiosk and people could like point at a QR code and say, oh, this is where Amelia Bloomer lived and here's the suffragettes and walk another 50 feet. And look to your left and this is an Italianate house. So it could be like a walking tour with Wi-Fi with QR codes. I thought that would make a great, to help tourists in the village when they walk
I
around.
was thinking more of people who wanted to work, like sitting on the green, using your laptop or something, but I don't know if we've
Yeah.
progressed.
You should
We
be
have-
working on a
we
green,
have
you should be
progressed.
relaxing.
That thing. For those of us who
Just
like
in
to
the
work.
music, watching the kids.
Yeah. sorry, what were you gonna say?
Any other discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Alright,
Aye.
Any opposed? None heard. It's another thing I'll be signing. Approved one resolution. Dan, if you would, please.
A resolution to schedule a public hearing regarding the village of Homer intent to apply for a community development block grant. CDBG funding for a new Newton Waterworks water tank. Whereas the village of Homer intends to submit an application to the New York State Office of Homes and Community Renewal for funding under the Community Development Block Grants Program for the 2025 program year. And whereas the city of New York has announced that up to 24.2 million is available through the 2025 CDBG program, with up to 20 million specifically available for public infrastructure projects. And whereas the village is considering submitting an application for up to 2 million in CDBG funds to support a new Newton Waterworks water tank. And whereas as part of the application process, the village must hold a public hearing to gather input from citizens, public agencies, and other stakeholders on the proposed CDBG application, community needs, and CDBG funding priorities. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the village board of trustees hereby schedules a public hearing to be held on Tuesday, July 26th, 2025, at the regular board meeting time to receive public comments on the village's proposed CDBG application for a water tank, and be it further resolved that the village clerk will publish a notice of said public hearing in accordance with applicable laws and regulations.
I just want to make sure it's July 22nd.
next board meeting.
Yeah, all right. Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion that we accept the schedule for a public hearing regarding CBDG grant.
Can I get a second?
Second that.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? None heard? Passed. Okay. I think we can discuss the fire truck. Yes. So. Fire truck? Yes. So the Chief Jay, if you guys would, Chief Jay, geez, Jeremy, sorry.
Just the names and-
I know.
We had a workshop, what's the right word for
At a
that?
workshop.
We had a workshop, to discuss replacement of apparatus the other day. It's no secret that fire trucks are costing more and more. We are looking to replace 2 trucks, and then looking at consolidating to make sense of truck replacement for functionality, as well as space in our fire department. Phase 1 of it was taking our rescue, which was a 2001 Excursion, and combining that with our brush truck 511, which is a 1999 Ford F550, I believe. So we took that, we purchased the 542, the current rescue body that we had took a delivery in 2023, 24. So phase 2 of that was to take 511, our brush truck, and 501, which is our 2001, I think I have it from here. Salisbury, over here, thank you. And get them and combine that to a truck that is more functional to go on brush fires and also as a Class A pumper. Yeah, right here, 2001 Ford, guys, 501 was, so to combine those to consolidate, and then we have a truck replacement plan for the future, that I will share with the board at some time. But and what we're discussing now is taking 511 and 501 and creating one truck. The NFPA standard is a Class A pumper. It needs to be replaced every 20 years. 2001, to me, that's kind of over 20 years old. So we're looking to combine that with a mini pumper, which has the same size pump as a full-fledged Class A engine, a 1,500 gallon per minute pump, with a 320 gallon tank as opposed to a 750 gallon tank, but it'll be enough water for it, and take those and combine them into one apparatus for space. And the thought process is level it with Class A pumper, and it's half the cost as what it would be for $1 million fire apparatus. So we had a discussion as far as that goes. been working with a couple of different vendors on what that would look like. We, as fire chiefs, decided on what would work best for the whole fire department is this international chassis. It's a normal pumper. It's a 3-step process to put it into pump gear. If you put it on a F-550 chassis, there's a 14-step process. You hit the parking brake, the whole thing starts over. And it's just a nightmare. E1, or no, Premier, sorry, because it's gonna be a Darley, piece of apparatus. Sells this, and it's honestly $20,000 more expensive than if we were to go with a 550 chassis. But it alleviates that step process. It's gonna be utilized as a Class A pumper. I want it to be as similar as 502, our full-fledged engine as possible. That way there's less confusion, especially when we run into situations, emergencies. Muscle memory is a big thing. So that's where we're at with that. Cost $520,798. But with that, the delivery time is between 12 and 18 months, because everything else is expensive. So we don't have to pay until 30 days after delivery. So this is our answer to getting in the truck replacement rotation. Costs are just gonna keep going up. So we need to, replacing a level A pumper with this mini pumper that can do the same stuff and replace 2 trucks essentially for half the cost is a appropriate measure for the taxpayer.
If we approve this, does this lock in the cost?
Yes. It's a sign, it's signed right here, except I think it said something about potential tariffs, but as far as,
Oh, this is a foreign truck?
no, you just said with the steel and stuff and the tariffs and all that. This we're not, it just depends on where they're getting the metal and all that stuff from to build the chassis and things. But the good thing about this truck is the chassis is in Wisconsin. The chassis is the international chassis, and then it goes to Hamburg or whatever is down somewhere. Hamburg? That's
near
not right.
Buffalo.
There you go. Yep, that's the place. So going out to do inspections and stuff, it would cost us nothing to go. If you were to get a level A pumper, Florida, Green Bay, you're gonna be flying people out to do inspections.
How is this, I know we had a schedule a while back, cause you know, we have 25-year, the big, I get a little confused. I know the big trucks are, the last one was 550K.
Yep.
But we just got a few years ago. I
Yep.
know we got another one, maybe in 10 years, it gets to be 25 years old or something.
So we took 502
Yeah, okay,
in 2019, we took delivery of it.
okay, 2019, oh,
Yep.
6 years ago, wow, time flies.
And so that same, this
Wow.
apparatus that we're looking at costs the same as what that was back then.
Yeah, we,
And that same apparatus
Inflation.
that we buy right now is 1.1 million.
wow.
So
All right, so I know we've been putting money away each year. How we doing?
So
Is this a bond or,
getting,
oh, am I way ahead?
you're way ahead.
Okay,
Slow your roll, Ed.
okay, go ahead, talk, I'll try to listen.
We've got, how long is the quote good for?
30 days,
From,
June 25th. But
So-
but he told me to, cause I talked to him after our meeting, he said that he hold it for a month after when we talked, so this is good for the day after our meeting.
yeah, I just want to make sure we had it until at least the 22nd, because I think that's our next board meeting.
Yes, we do. It's, yep.
Because we're gonna have some discussions. And I want to make sure the board has enough time to ask any questions that they might not have at this time.
No, I want the fire department to have what they need, I just gotta make sure it fits in with our budget, so we don't have a 10% tax rise or something.
Oh,
like
I'm
that.
I'm confident in all of that.
No, I want you to have it.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm just saying, because trust, I'm a taxpayer in the village too. so
I know.
I'm aware,
Yeah,
and this is just like, I guess the third path to being responsible for doing that. Also, discussion with the town about the bridges, and if bridge goes down, this thing can fit across Pine Street Bridge, and things like that, so that was another.
no, I'm for it, that's just,
That's a good point.
how we do it.
Uh,
CBD grant, or maybe could we do some grant work?
hold on. So.
Yes.
I know. Your head's in the right place, it's just going a little quicker. So Jay, Jeremy, some of the other chiefs had a chance to sit down with Ed and myself at Porter, and so I feel real confident about this, but I want Liz and Elizabeth and you to have a little time to percolate and think of some other things. I would like to make a decision on this at the next board meeting, at the 22 July board meeting. Okay, so, and we can go ahead and put that on the agenda. And we'll make sure we have our i's dotted and t's crossed. And we'll vote on it at that point. Sound good? Sound good? Yeah. All right. Comments by the village attorney.
Move on.
Okay. Ed,
Life is good. We get our 244K for the ribbon park and we can move on.
Ed,
I mentioned this during our fire, when we met with fire department staff. What a nice night it was last Wednesday. When we had the basketball going on, concert on the green, people walking all over the place. It was a really nice night. The American Legion was selling hot dogs. Hamburgers maybe too, I don't know, but anyway, it was a really nice night. And something that should be. Well, it just happened spontaneously, I know, some of it's planned, but people coming out and enjoying all those things that we have going on is really nice to see. So enjoyed it very much.
Wonderful village.
Liz,
Just saying, as someone who lives on Hugo Street, thank you to the DPW for the work in improving our sidewalks. I think they've been doing a great job of trying to move it along as quickly as they can while also keeping an eye on the residents and making sure no one's, accidentally parked there, sort of locked into their house for days. So I just want to say I appreciate, even when they have to cut some trees down, they check in with homeowners. But I appreciate the work. So, and it looks, and the neighbors I have also mentioned that they appreciate
Good.
The approach.
had a walkthrough with state parks on the linear park. Just yesterday. Okay, 3 items left to be done. We're working it. It's minor stuff then. We have to change a font color. Okay.
Font,
Yes, a highlight.
I like that. That's good.
That's not fixable.
I have to sign off on some of the other paperwork. And Fran was working with Rich on the other stuff. So part of it was they couldn't read the lot numbers because on the survey map, the sidewalk lines went across the lot number, so we have to adjust that. Okay, so before the end of the week, we will have everything in. And she is expecting that we will get reimbursed in September timeframe.
Good.
Okay, so that is progress. LoSAP, we've decided we voted last time on SDHB, but that bill won't be due until December 2026. So that's part of next year's budget season. Okay, so we already have a set cost for what that's gonna be for next year. Okay, an estimate, because, but we can budget for that, and that means it's not going against this year. We do need to look at Durkee Park. I was out there, a resident called me up, went out there, and the playgrounds out there are tired. So I've already told Phil to look at some stuff, and I will be handing that off to the recreation committee for some ideas, suggestions, and plans to move forward on that. All right, any questions? Well, there's no media here, so. Anything else? All right, unfortunately. We need to move into executive session. Section 105. Part E. Negotiation. So, fire department gets to stay.
So technically, you're really coming.
Oh, yeah, as the public safety commissioner, you have the option to stay around.
Sit right down, chief.
Good luck.
He's like, I don't really want it.
I just want to grab those.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Chief, can I get a picture or a copy of them so I can know where the camera
We have ours. over there. I think you
That
want-
that end of road basement is a camera free zone.
About 3 years ago, a guy that moved in up there, that we keep an eye on.
Where to do that? With a cheesy mustache guy?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, I.
Have a good night.
Thanks, Dave.
Still recording, just an FYI.
Oh, all right, so, I make a motion that we go into executive session at 18:36 hours, that's, 6:36 morning
Yeah.
PM, thank you. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.